If you like Nike and you wear prescription, then you should stick around because you're probably going to like these. Hello and welcome. I'm Eyeglass Tyler. I want to talk to you about our top 5 picks in men's Nike eyeglasses. The idea is that I want to tell you what these frames are, what you can expect out of them. Ideally, you'll know if they are then right for you. If at the end of this you are ready to order, don't forget about SportRx. Definitely don't forget about our See Better guarantee, because with that, you are never stuck with something you don't like or just doesn't work for you. I know buying online can be tough, especially when you're talking about eyeglasses, and so we take the risk out of it. We want to make sure you're happy. That's ultimately all we care about. And so if they don't work for you, just get back to us. You have 45 days with them to figure that out. We'll take care of you no matter what that means on our end. We also have opticians, very friendly, very knowledgeable, who'd love to help you get it right the first time. So you can always reach out to us. All right, let's get into it. First off, we have the Nike 7092. I do want to apologize. None of these frames have very memorable names, so you're just going to have to jot it down so that you don't get the number wrong, because they're all numerical, and that's just the way it is. This is the 7092 or 7092. The first thing I noticed when I picked these up, crazy lightweight. It's made out of nylon, so very, very lightweight, but also very durable, nice and flexible, just enough to give you comfort where you need it, but it also maintains its shape. If you notice, at least in this colorway, we have a semi-transparent finish, and there is no wire core inside the temple because it doesn't need that. It holds its shape thanks to that material. Really straightforward, relatively rectangular design, a little bit of geometric elements in there, but really cool. I think that it is nice and classic, but also a little bit different and interesting. You'll have to forgive me. I am also an optician and kind of a nerd, so I am used to seeing a lot of the same things. So I notice little bitty variations in frames that not everyone notices. So you might look at that and say, what is he talking about? It just looks like a rectangular lens. It's a little more interesting, and I think they did a good job with it. They have dual injected temples, which will create a secure fit with no pressure points, like I had mentioned. With that dual injected design, you actually have a cool finish here. Like I mentioned, with this semi-transparent finish, you have this design detail where there is a tread mark on the inside. It's actually on the inside of the temple, which is cool. So they were able to achieve thanks to that dual injection. It does have a matte finish here, and the matte finishes, even though you don't have any grip on the nose or in the temples, that matte finish helps to give you a little bit of extra grip thanks to that finish. As far as sizing goes, this is a 55 eye size, and it has an SFW of 132 millimeters, which lands you in that medium range. Another thing to note, obviously we're talking prescription glasses here. You're not going to be wearing these if you don't need prescription, or most likely not. And this will be the case with all of these. They can take a very, very wide range of prescriptions. And of course, if you have any questions on your particular prescription, you can always reach out to us, but I'd be shocked if it didn't work in this frame or really any of these frames. And next up, we have the 7285. This is a newer style addition to 2021 and a little more fashion forward. I like a round style. A lot of my frames are round, and so it's a little more trendy. I think it's a style that's still sticking around. I mean, there are only so many shapes you really can have realistically in a pair of glasses, and so this is definitely something that endures. Even though it is stylish, it is still something that I think is long-lasting and classic. This is a mixed composition frame. One thing you will notice, especially after coming off of the last frame, a little bit heavier. And that is because while they do have that injected frame front that is plastic, you have metal temples. And that adds a little bit of weight, but it also adds a little bit of durability, which is very nice. You also have some hidden spring hinges here. You again don't have any grip. You do have a keyhole nose bridge, which is really nice. Gives you a little more versatility in terms of bridge fit. It can fit a wider range of bridge shapes and sizes, but really good style. Oh, it actually does have grip in the temple. It's tough to tell because of the design. This is an all sleek black. And it's just kind of a seamless transition from temple into temple tip. And so this does have grip on the temple tips, and it is a little bit adjustable, so you can wrap it behind the ear if need be. It isn't quite as adjustable as some other frames out there, but definitely enough to give you that custom fit to keep it on your head. probably the best option on this table if you are a progressive wearer because of that nice deep lens, because you get a little more of that reading area. You can do prescription or progressives rather in narrower glasses, but you kind of have to get a little more creative. If you want a really risk-free option for progressives, awesome style. Now, when it comes to sizing, this has a 50 millimeter eye size, and that gives you an SFW of 131 millimeters, so in that medium range. Hey, if you're liking this content, but maybe you have additional questions about men's Nike glasses, or perhaps you have prescription needs, well, be sure to reach out to one of our very friendly and knowledgeable SportRx opticians because they're eagerly awaiting your call. And for even more Nike frame reviews, unboxings, prescription Nike content, you can check out our videos and our blogs. We'll put a link in the description below. And next up, we have the 8053. Now we're getting into a little more of that classic kind of metal frame design. A little more character. Of course, this is Nike, so they're going to not go boring, that's for sure. And we again have some mixed material. It is mostly metal in the frame front and in the front of the temples, but in the length and breadth of the temple, you do have that dual injected temple material, which is again very comfortable, a little bit flexible, and you do have a little more grip here. And you do have, especially in the temple tips, thanks to that textured temple tip, a little bit of a design here gives you a little bit extra grip. You also have adjustable nose pads as we normally expect out of a metal frame. Very stylish, but a little more classic. This is a stainless steel frame material, which is hypoallergenic and rust resistant, and it will definitely maintain its shape over time. In terms of sizing, this has an eye size of 55 millimeters and an SFW of 131 millimeters, which again is in that medium range. And next up, we have the 8130, a little more of a sophisticated look here with this full frame, flat metal frame front, very lightweight, very eco-friendly actually, thanks to its plant-based resin temples, which are again nice and grippy. Not really any adjustability in the temples here, but you do have that textured temple tip. Again, really good for grip. You do have adjustable nose pads. I like this metal frame front design. It's not uncommon. It's definitely something that you'll find a lot out there, but it's more durable. So with your typical metal frame front, you're going to have two weld points at the bridge and then weld points at the temple. What they did here is they use one metal piece across the whole frame front, and then you have multiple weld points around each eye wire. Really cool classic design with a little bit more character to it in its aesthetics. Great, approachable, everyday pair for sure. When it comes to sizing, this has an eye size of 54 millimeters with an SFW of 133 millimeters, which is again in that medium range, getting a little more toward the medium to large. And last but not least, we have the 8137. So we are wrapping up our lineup with a semi-rimless design. Usually people who like the semi-rimless design are looking for something that's a little more low profile, a little more kind of hides and less noticeable on your face, but you kind of have some bold elements on this guy as well. The temples in particular are quite noticeable. The eye size is a little narrower. That's definitely something to be aware of. Some people are That's actually coming back, I'm noticing. Some people are a big fan of this, especially more recently. It seems to be, fashion is cyclical, right? It seems to be that things come back in style, and this narrower eye size is definitely coming back in style. We have another frame with adjustable nose pieces. The temples, again, are not very adjustable, but you do have a little more grip on the temple tips, and then you have that injected temple here as well. And like the 8130, this is also that plant-based resin, which is pretty cool. When it comes to sizing, this has an eye size of 55 millimeters, which gives you an SFW of 135 millimeters, which is in that medium to large range. That wraps it up for our top picks from Nike for men's glasses. Hopefully now you have a few more, if not a really strong contender for your next perfect pair. If you are interested in any of these, stick around for a moment longer. We'll have an easy to click shop now button. And again, if you're ready to order, don't forget about our See Better guarantee. I really think it gives you a ton of peace of mind. And if peace of mind is your thing, us opticians, we are like peak peace of mind because we will help you get it right the first time. That's the reason we're here. So use us as a resource. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting or valuable information. If so, throw us a like because that helps us out. You can find relevant videos over here. If you're ready to shop for any of these great styles, you can click this button right here. If you're looking to consume some more content, you should check us out on our social media outlets because we have some good stuff and I think you'll like it. That's why I recommend it.